are back in the booth. I'm Shawn Booth, and hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving. And wherever you are, we hope you're staying warm. We hope you spent the week with loved ones, family, and friends. We're excited to be back with you guys. Maybe you're listening in Burlington, Vermont. Maybe you're listening from Corpus Christi, Texas. Or maybe you're out in San Diego. Wherever you are, we appreciate the support. And folks, it is the final countdown. Who knows? You might be listening to this right now and Baby Booth might already be here. That would be wild. Hopefully that's not the case. But we are officially, as of today, recording. We are 2 weeks from Baby Booth's due date of December 12th. And we have had the lovely mother here, Dre, in studio for the first trimester, the second trimester, and this is the final bump date. Officially. So, how are you feeling right now?
I think I've just rounded a corner of I'm done with being pregnant.
I think I could tell that just on that walk here into the studio. Like, you are definitely, you hit a wall in the past week where you were going 100 miles an hour, doing everything, and now it's just like a struggle to do anything.
It really has only been the past week that I've really turned a corner of, okay, I'm done. I've had some pretty severe sciatic nerve pain, and that's really just like put a halt to me being as active as I was before.
Yeah, that was like 2 days ago. You have a shooting pain down the side of your leg.
Yeah, horrible.
And in your back a little bit as well?
Yeah, I had to sit down in the middle of Target.
I know, you told me that. I'm like, what do you mean you sat down in the middle of Target? I'm like, explain that to me.
I sat down in the middle of the Target pillow aisle, butterfly style, trying to really get a good stretch in so I could continue to walk. Otherwise, I was about to call you. You'd have to come get me.
Man, that's wild. It's crazy that it is almost here. And I've learned so many things during this process. But one being, I didn't realize that women were pregnant for 10 months. I always thought it was
10
just
months?
9 months. Everybody says 9 months, but you are basically at 10 months.
And if you go over your due date, you go over 10 months.
Yeah. Well, do you think you're going to go over the due date?
No. And I know that.
And you know that for a fact because we set the induction.
We did.
For the night
before. Why did we set it for the night before?
You were the one. I actually didn't say anything. You were the one that said it.
But I knew that that's what you wanted. So tell the people why we set it for the night before.
Well, we were sitting in the office, and our game plan has become the last few months no game plan, right? Because before you're like, maybe we should do this or maybe we should do that, and then we're like, you know what? Let's just go with the flow and see what happens, and not set anything. And the doctor agreed with that. She thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
And then we discussed, you said you would do an induction. You originally wanted to do an induction on the 6th.
Yeah, which is,
thinking
about that right now,
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do that just because?
I just knew that this wall would come of being, kind of feeling like, okay, I'm done being pregnant. I'm ready to go. I'm excited to meet the baby, but you've kind of always said I'd rather let it go to term, which you have also taught yourself that early term now is 37 weeks and full term is 40 weeks.
Yeah.
They used to say
Googled
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are almost at full term.
Yeah.
But early term is now, it used to be 37 weeks was full term. Now they've said that's early term. Either way, so we were sitting in the doctor's office, and then Dre said, I'd like to do the induction on the
due date.
The due date.
I just didn't want to go over. I don't think there's any reason to go over.
Right. But you were like, so Shawn's got this really weird thing with odd numbers. So maybe we should do it on the night of the 11th, so it comes on the 12th instead of coming on the 13th.
Yep.
If we did it on the 12th. So I am pretty crazy about numbers. So we might just, keep the baby in there if it comes on an odd numbered day.
I don't think so. I think we'll be good to go. I think that it will come on the due date.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's actually going to come to the point where we get an induction? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Really? Why?
Well, it's my first, and so typically they say that you go over. Um, I was only dilated to a centimeter 2 weeks ago. I
But
don't know.
that's
Yeah, I mean,
2 weeks ago. We're
yeah.
now it could be 2 or 3 centimeters, right? Or that would be crazy.
No, that wouldn't be crazy. I think that we go in tomorrow again. I didn't get checked at the last appointment. I didn't feel like I needed to. So I'm going to let them check again and see how far along we are. And I think I'll have a better idea tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait. It's coming. And we have a bunch of questions today from you guys who saw my Instagram story. We're going to get into all of those. Is there anything that has surprised you in this last third trimester or something you didn't expect?
Something I didn't expect. Well, a couple things. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I didn't expect to start producing stuff out of my
Nipples.
nipples. Okay, there we go. Out of my boobs. Um, that's been pretty cool. It's a really wild experience to kind of see what your body does and what you're made to do
Mm-hmm.
as a woman. And I didn't expect to hit this. How I don't want to say I didn't expect to hit this wall because I knew it would come, but I genuinely felt so good for so long. And I just was like, maybe I'm going to feel this good forever. Maybe it's going to be great. In the grand scheme of things, I've loved being pregnant. I would do it again. And yeah, there was nothing really that shocked me.
What'd you hate the most? Number one thing, right off the top of your head. If you're
Boob,
looking back at it.
boobs.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Okay.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Sleep is bad. Sleep is very, very, very bad.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't sleep on your stomach or on your back.
No. Or on my side. Or sleep at all.
But somebody we saw at Target the other day was talking about that. This guy, he's like, "You're ready to pop."
Oh yeah, I get that a lot whenever I'm walking around. I think it's because I walk around belly out a lot.
Yeah, you just have the thing hanging out.
Oh yeah.
But he was saying that his wife was complaining about not being able to sleep, and she thought that she'd be able to just like sleep on her stomach as soon as
Yeah.
that. And that's not the case. So you still
No.
got to hang on for a little bit longer.
You gotta heal.
Yeah.
It's more of just I would be fine sleeping on my side if even sleeping on my side felt comfortable, but it doesn't.
Right.
And I get up to go to the bathroom at least 4 to 5 times. I think last night was the one time that I only had to get up once, and that was crazy
It's crazy.
because it's a whole process.
You were starting to pump
Mhm.
the other night
Yeah, try to get things going.
and just hanging out with the pumps on.
Yeah, I was hanging out in bed with the pumps on.
Crazy. Well, let's get into some questions here. What things have you done, if any, to prepare for postpartum?
As far as like my body or just anything in general.
Anything in general?
I've tried to stay as active as I could throughout the entire pregnancy. I think now looking back, I could have done a little bit more. I could have done a little bit more pelvic floor work now preparing for postpartum, but you're just so caught up in a million different things.
Right.
Sometimes you forget about that kind of stuff. Um, Obviously prepping for myself and everything I'm going to need equipment wise. And that's really about it.
Are you
And just-
nervous? Are you scared for postpartum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not scared for labor.
I know. Yeah, that's a question.
I'm scared for postpartum.
Yeah, you haven't talked any fears about labor.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I wish I
might
would
be
go into
more-
labor right now.
Oof. I might be more nervous than you are then.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm not scared of the pain. I'm not scared of having a C-section if that's what it comes to. I'm not scared of pushing. I don't know why. I'm just not. I have no fear in that.
Well, that's fantastic.
I'm excited.
That's exciting. Have you thoroughly researched vaccines? No better choice you can make from somebody on Instagram. That's a hot topic there.
That is a sensitive subject.
Yeah, we'll skip that one.
Skip that. I don't want to talk about that. It's a personal thing.
It is. Let's see here. Not a question, just a message. 12/12 is a great birthday. It's my daughter's birthday. There we go.
Happy
12/12
birthday to her daughter.
a solid birthday. All right, predict baby weight. I'm
Oh.
short like Dre. My husband is tall, and our first was 9 pounds, 14
Yay.
ounces.
That's what Shawn B hopes for.
Yeah, she's tall and tiny now.
Oof.
Weight, I'm hoping for an 8-pounder, I guess. That's
Ooh,
because I was right about 9 pounds, 8 pounds, 15 ounces.
Do you know what they say average is? I should know that, but I
I
don't.
think around 7.
Hmm,
Yeah. I was
7
looking at the
pounds.
app today, and I know a lot of you guys always ask me which app I use because I always post on my Instagram. I think it's called Pregnancy Plus.
Yours is way more fancy than mine.
Yeah, I like it. It says right now that the baby should be about 19 and a half inches, 7.1 pounds.
Which I think that I'm about average because I measure right at, like my belly measures right at that. Which I don't know if those two things correlate.
Okay. And then 39 weeks, 7 pounds, 6 ounces, and then 40 weeks is 8 pounds. So what's your guess on the baby's weight?
I'd say right now, close to 7.
What do you think it's gonna be when
When it comes out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 7.5
I'm going
for my sake.
8.2.
Okay.
8.2 ounces.
I'm more worried about the circumference of their head.
Yeah,
than
you've
the
been worried
weight.
about that for a while from the
Mhm.
first ultrasound that we saw.
Mm-hmm. What was the anatomy scan?
Yeah. Thoughts on anxiety meds during pregnancy?
Oh. Fortunately, I do struggle with anxiety a little bit, but it's never been to the point where I've needed to go on medication to treat it, which I'm super thankful for. I know a lot of people experience all sorts of hormonal changes during pregnancy, and they say that the postpartum hormonal change is the biggest that any human will ever go through in their life.
Right.
So a lot of people end up having to go on, meds. I think Lauren Lane talked in depth about that.
Right.
And so about anxiety meds.
Yeah.
No thoughts on it. I mean, if it's something that I need to do to better myself and better the life of the baby and me and what I can provide, then I'm completely open to it. I don't have any strong opinions on medications. Um, I trust my doctors. I trust the people, the medical staff that I surround myself with and that we've chosen to surround ourselves with and our baby with. And I feel very comfortable being honest with them and vulnerable with them and whatever they suggest.
Yeah. They've been great. Talk about our experiences at our hospital, the doctor's office. They're fantastic.
They're great.
Did I ever share the story of when I first went in there?
Probably not.
We went into the hospital or to the office.
I don't know if you can see this on camera, but this baby's going nuts right now.
It's wild to see.
It is moving like crazy.
Crazy. They're excited. The doctor's office, which is fantastic. I feel like everybody in Nashville goes
Yeah,
there.
women's.
And this was when we first found out.
Mhm.
And obviously we weren't telling anybody.
Mhm.
Nobody had known about it. And we went to our appointment and I was like very nervous because it's like, a lot of
It's not a
younger.
private thing. You would think that would be more private.
Yeah. And it's just like a big waiting area. So you walk in and there's so many people, just like so many women there.
And truly everyone most pregnant women I know in Nashville that live close to the city go to women's. I mean, it's a practice with 7 or 8 providers, so a
Right.
lot of women go there.
Yeah. And it's just a big open room.
Yeah.
And we're just like trying to be, a little discreet about it and don't want people, how people talk or whatever, people taking photos. And I walk in there and I've got my hat on and I'm like, I have it like super low.
I don't need to hide. So,
And I go to like the very back of the room and super nervous.
we also want to make sure that first off and foremost that everything's good before it really is out
Oh, exactly.
to anywhere.
Well,
So there's so many reasons that you are.
so many reasons. And it's like our families, I don't even know if they knew at that point.
I don't think they did.
Our best friends. So anyways, I'm sitting there and I got my hat on super low and they call Dre's name and then I stand up and I was sitting right underneath this lamp that was like hanging from the ceiling and I had my hat on so low I didn't see it. So I stood up and I smashed my head.
They're low. You're not a
into
little
this
guy, but they're
lamp.
low.
And it just starts like, it was so loud.
So loud.
And everybody in the room just turns around and looks and I'm looking down and they're like trying to make a joke about like, "Oh, are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, I'm good." And I kept walking, and then I hit my head into a second lamp. I'm
And
like,
everyone in the
they're
room
like,
is
"What
now
is
watching
wrong with this
us.
guy?" Now
Every single
everybody's
person.
just like staring at us, and I just like put my head down and just like sprint towards the door. Very smooth.
Oh, it was great. I'm like, well, if they didn't know we were here before, they do now.
Yeah. So they have been fantastic
We
though.
love them.
And they said that I asked them how many or what's like is there a busy season for babies being
Mm,
born? And they said ever since COVID, it's just been nonstop.
yeah,
And I believe they said that they deliver just in that office alone over 300 babies a month.
it's crazy. I
Crazy.
also feel like this year, especially, is the year of the baby. I feel like everyone is having a baby this year.
Yeah. But is that just because we're having a baby? But
Maybe that's why we notice it a little bit more. I didn't think about it like that.
yeah. But I also thought that recently too. I feel like everybody's pregnant.
Or announcing that they're pregnant and like gonna have a baby. Or
Yeah. But they've been great. So we're just going by everything that they advise us to do.
we love our doctor. She's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Gonna have her on the podcast. You said I should have her on the podcast.
Dr. Sangani.
There we go. Final feelings, guesses on gender.
Girl.
Yeah, you're just adamant about that.
Which is so crazy because I was so boy for so long. Like I would
Yeah.
only call them he. I hate saying it, so I say them. But then every time I say them, even people that know I'm pregnant go, them. I'm like, no, I say them because I don't know the gender. They think I'm referring to multiples. I'm not.
Yeah. I am leaning. I don't know.
He doesn't want to say. You won't even tell me. You won't even tell me in the privacy of our own home what you think this baby is.
I don't know. I've been going back and forth, and there was a time we went to the doctors. They did the ultrasounds and thought we saw a penis.
Okay.
Oh, thought we saw a penis.
I didn't know you were going there with that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't think. We
saw.
scanned
There's
over
something in between the legs.
and we both went. You looked down at me and I looked up at you and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Did you just see that? But that was very early. And the kid would have been absolutely hung if that would have been a penis at that time.
Oh boy.
Okay. Ridiculous.
But so we're sitting there and I'm kind of like sick to myself, not in a bad way, just like we really want it to be a surprise. And here we are like, oh, we just saw a penis. It's a boy.
I've never seen you be so anal about something.
I was shook.
I mean, you have been so every time we go in for an ultrasound, every time we've gone into a test, our anatomy scan, it's always been like, we don't want to know. 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 You didn't even want me to get a 3D ultrasound that everybody gets for fun because you were so scared.
There's so many stories of people that are just like the doctor or the tech just ended up slipping and saying something. So every time somebody walks into the room, I go, we don't want to know the gender.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so we thought we saw a penis.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are sitting there and our doctor.
This was the same appointment.
This was the same exact appointment.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Our doctor, I got a video right here.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up.
Okay.
Says.
My voice. I'm so sorry. Apologize in advance.
Here we go.
Stretching her legs.
That's so clear.
Just hanging out. For me. Listen one more time. Stretching her legs. So in the same appointment, we thought we saw a penis, and then the doctor says there she is hanging out, stretching her legs.
And she knows we don't want to know. And she's young and with it. And
right.
Like, I don't know. She doesn't seem like someone who would slip.
So maybe we're like, okay, maybe you just she resorts to that instead of saying it all day. Like we don't like to say it.
Yeah.
So you got to say one way or the other. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't say anything to her until the next appointment. Mm-hmm. And we're like, hey, so last time.
And that's when they were about a month apart.
Yeah.
A month and a half apart.
You're like, we noticed that you said stretching her legs, like trying to get a reaction out of her. And she was just like, oh.
So anyway.
And then she just completely started talking about something else, like hoping that she was going to say,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't think anything of that. I just say her all the time, and she
Yeah.
didn't even acknowledge it. Like, it was
No.
almost like she was like, "Ooh, did I really say that?"
Yeah. She just looked at you and I, and we were both like, "Well, we heard you." And she had a paper in her hand. I think we were talking about the calendar. She literally said, "Oh, so your next appointment," and she just literally continued on to the next
Yeah.
sentence.
So either way,
We're
our
confused.
our brains have been in a pretzel. We don't know. You're saying final guess is a girl.
I feel like most people are used to be team boy, and now it's like switching.
That's the weird thing is everybody thought it was a boy, and everybody
Oh,
thinks it's
yeah.
a girl. I would say I've got more of a intuition or feeling that it's a girl as well.
You
Maybe,
heard it here first.
but we will find out soon. Um, all right, what
What
else
do
we
you
got
want
here?
it to be?
Healthy
Don't say a healthy baby.
and
Everyone
happy.
has an opinion.
Healthy and happy. It depends.
If picking was a part of it, if someone said, "They're coming right now, the head is out, you have to check a box on this piece of paper."
I wanna check it.
Oh my god.
I wanna do it. I wanna do it.
You're no fun.
From Diane Gator fan, what percent excited, nervous, anxious, and scared? We already said that. You were just
I'm
excited.
just excited.
Yeah. I'm obviously a little scared.
Is it weird that I'm kind of excited to, like, feel the pain? I wanna get an epidural, but the initial pain,
No.
I think it's so cool. You're made to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not that I don't want an epidural because I do. So I think that's why I'm excited. I know that there's something that's gonna help,
Yeah.
although my really good college friend had a very bad experience with their epidural. It didn't take multiple times, and she had to go in for a C-section, and because they couldn't numb her down, she had to go into general anesthesia, and that was scary.
Yeah, and then you're just knocked out, and then you
Yeah,
wake
she
up,
couldn't
and
even
there's a
hold the baby
baby.
until an hour and a half later.
I know, so it's like the baby comes out, they just give it
Mhm.
to the father, and the mother's still passed out. That's crazy.
Oh,
That's
I did
scary.
wanna ask you this though, because I had a meeting with our pediatrician last night. I met him for the first time, fantastic, and I was going to ask you, he said, I want you guys to not be afraid to send the baby into the nursery at night, get some sleep, get some rest, like, you're gonna need it. What is your thoughts on that? Because like, my dad was like, "She's not going
Yeah.
anywhere."
Unless I'm gonna bring a Sharpie, and I'm gonna put
Oh.
Booth on the forehead of the baby as
Mm.
soon as it comes out of you. Yeah.
Geez, because I would be fine with and then they say, like, once they're fussy, just bring them back, and I'll breastfeed, but so we can get some sleep.
I thought they just keep him in the room with you.
You can do both. You can, like, send them to the nursery, which some people do to just, like, guarantee that you get some rest. Because a lot of times you're anxious, you're looking over, but they so that there's people watching them and monitoring them, and then when they get fussy, they'll bring them in to feed. What are your thoughts on that? Or do you
I
want them
mean,
in the room the whole time?
yeah, I probably want them in the room the whole time.
Mhm.
I just got a weird fear of them mixing up
Oh,
babies.
you
I
think
know
that
that
that's still
that's
gonna happen?
I get what the crazy thing is that's probably happened a bunch in the
Oh,
olden days, and people have no idea. You don't think so?
it's 2023.
Yeah, what do they do? As soon as they come out, they
It's
put like
there's yes,
a
yes.
bracelet on them.
Yeah. My mom thought they mixed me up though,
Yeah,
because I didn't look anything like she thought I was going to.
that's crazy. So as soon as the baby comes out,
Mhm.
they
Put it on my chest.
I cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah. Ooh, they did ask him if he wanted to catch.
Yeah,
I said no.
and I didn't even get to answer. You're like absolutely not.
Yeah, but you cut the umbilical cord, they laid the baby on my chest.
Yep. And
Well, yeah, this is pending it all goes well. And this is just a guess, I think. I've never done this before.
yeah, then they clean them up.
Clean them up. But you also I know that I've had some girl someone was talking about this recently, that she just has a weird thing with, like, blood and all that stuff, so she was like, "Can you before you lay the baby back on me, can you just clean it off, like, really quick and then bring it back?"
Interesting. And you're just like,
I'll take it how they
throw the
come
baby
out.
on me. Yeah. Are you 100% on your boy and girl name?
100%.
We don't have middle names yet,
They're
though.
not gonna have middle names, I don't think.
We were talking about it. We're like, maybe we just don't do middle names.
Because if it's a girl, she can move Booth to her middle name when she gets married.
Yeah.
But we were gonna do a cool well, you made it sound like the first episode that we were gonna hyphenate names, but we were gonna do something to try to incorporate my last name in a way.
Yeah.
The girl version sounded very hick, and the more my mother kept saying it to me over and over and over in her accent, I couldn't it,
Yeah.
like, ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I was like, "I can't do it."
Are we crazy for not having middle names?
I don't know, she says we are.
Yeah. We're still thinking about it. We're still thinking
I
about it.
think that you should pick them because I did both of the first names.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I've been trying to think about it.
Mm.
Um, let's see here.
Do you know anybody that doesn't have a middle name? Like, that's close to you that you would know if they didn't?
No,
Mm.
I don't.
Do you ever use your middle name?
Never,
I don't either.
never. Um, do you feel like consistently working out helped with your pregnancy?
Yes, I wish I would have done it even more, especially in that first 11 weeks. I really took some time off, and I think that it would have helped me not be as tired, not be as sick, feel better, and I wish I would have just pushed through a little bit, although you can't tell yourself that at the time, you're so tired.
Right,
Um, but I wish even in this last, you know, couple of months, but I work full time and
right.
I'm just feel like I'm go. I was still shooting weddings even.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't feel like I was sedentary.
Are you excited that you don't have to shoot some weddings for a while
Oh,
and
yeah.
travel
Oh,
and
yeah. I was
yeah,
so excited for that last plane ride, and then I got horrifically sick.
you did. What are, precautions or rules
Mhm.
for people meeting Baby Booth?
They're going to be a little bit more strict because of the season that we're in. We're
Yeah.
having a baby in the peak of flu and RSV season, and it's been really bad. So the pediatrician did give us some recommendations last night. Um, he said no one under the age of 5 should be interacting with the baby for the first couple months. Which I was like, oh,
Because they're just little germ balls.
He said, but we have such close friends that have babies
Yeah.
that but that's 8 weeks, they're still so tiny, but I can't imagine us, keeping our friend's baby away from.
Right.
But um, he said no places like Target, a grocery store, anything like that, a gym for first
Hmm.
few months of their life.
Hmm.
Um, and then, but he's anywhere outdoors is totally fine.
Yeah.
I just think that we're gonna keep it to really close friends and family for a while until we get out of the season that we're in.
Right.
But I don't think I would be that crazy if it wasn't just the season that we're in.
Right. Who will you have in the delivery room?
You and medical professionals.
That's it. The lucky one.
Would you have others?
No, I don't think there's a need for that. I know my sister had my other sister in the
Mhm.
room with her
I
and her
would
husband,
I could
if
see
you
if
had a sister.
the only other person I would let in is your sister.
Yeah.
Before even my mom. I love you, mom, but
Yeah, she don't wanna
she
be in
doesn't wanna
there.
be in there. No,
Yeah,
she's
she's
made
like,
that
"No
very
way."
clear.
Um, yeah, it's crazy that, it's just coming so soon, and
Mhm.
we got the little rundown of the hospital. You're
Mhm.
supposed to go on, like a tour, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
were in the hospital sick, and they were
Mhm.
doing a tour while we were in the waiting room, and I
So we
just
heard
hopped in.
everything.
Yeah. Um, have you ever wavered on the final 2 names chosen, or are you 100% certain
I've been 100%. You have wavered.
in the
You've
last
wanted
month?
to, um
Use the
which is
boy.
crazy because you were so unsure of the boy name at first, and then you came back and you love it so much now that you started saying, "Oh, should we use it for the girl? Should we use it for if even if it, like any if it went both ways?"
Right.
And I think you just love the name so much and it's so unique to us and you know.
Yep.
So, but and then there was the other names that you've brought up like, "Oh, I heard that again and I do really love it." But
Yeah.
no, I think we've stayed pretty strong.
Pretty strong. Yeah. I've definitely started shifting a little bit here. I think just because so much time has gone by, you start overthinking everything.
And then we have the baby outfits laying in the bassinet, and so we'll walk by and look at them, and I think you just see the boy name and you love it. Again, you
Yeah.
love it so much, so you're like, "Oh,
Yeah. Do you plan to take shifts to take care of baby Booth so you can both get some sleep?
no,
Okay.
no."
No shifts.
I mean, and I'm saying this from somebody who's never done this before, so things could totally change, but I think that, Lord willing, I am breastfeeding, as well as I hope to be. I think it makes more sense for me to handle the night stuff so that one of us, especially the one who's going to be going to work a lot quicker than I am
Yeah.
and a lot more than me, that you are rested and a little bit more and just able to help. I've heard that like some women just take over the nights so that the men are
Yeah.
rested and can get up and help. And I'd rather you be good to go if I need help during the day.
Yeah. Somebody asked here too when I plan on working or going back to work.
Shawn, when do you plan on working or going back to work?
I mean, it's going to be pretty soon after.
I don't
Told
think you're going to
myself,
stop.
yeah, I'm not going to stop. No, well,
Yeah,
I
we
told
haven't
myself
really talked
I'll
about that.
want to like for at least like a week not go to the gym
Mm-hmm.
physically,
Mm-hmm.
still work from home.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's just so crazy busy and
Yeah, it's just a busy time of year for the gym. I mean, for gyms in general. I feel like
well, not really, but
you're going to get ready for the new year.
yeah.
You're doing stuff with the.
Technically the slow season for the gyms when the holidays
Yeah.
come. So that is a good part because
Yeah, that's
everybody's
true.
traveling, everybody
That's
leaves
true.
town, and Nashville's obviously a place where people move from all over the country. So
Mm-hmm.
when it gets to November, December, it's definitely a little bit slower, and
Yeah.
people in general just start getting lazy around the holidays. They're eating like
Mm-hmm.
crap, they're drinking, they got holiday parties, and they're just like, I'm gonna start the new year, start the new year.
Yeah.
So that is good that it won't be as
But if you
busy.
think about it, then one of the busiest times for gyms
Will
is the new
be,
year,
yeah,
and the baby's
exactly.
going to be 2 weeks old. So
Yeah. So it's gonna be
you're
wild.
not going to have much time off.
Right. Are you delay cord clamping? So many great
Mm,
benefits. Don't even know what that is.
don't either.
All right. Next question.
Next
No,
question.
we're not delay
Like
cord
cord clamping because
clamping.
we don't know what that is.
Is Walter stoked to be a big brother?
He has absolutely 100% no idea.
I don't know. He's been very,
He has been a little bit more. Well, he always is though.
yeah. I think he's gonna be such a good brother. He gets so excited though,
He does.
where I gotta be very careful.
Yeah. But it's
Um,
not.
he wouldn't.
I would never ever worry about Walter doing anything that was aggressive, intentional, or anything like that ever. He does not have that in him at all. He just gets very, very excited.
Yeah.
But he does that with everybody.
Yeah. He's gonna be so sweet with the baby. He's very
But he's really good with kids.
with toddlers,
With toddlers. He
Yeah.
hasn't seen a lot of.
infants.
That was his first
Ava
one
was
over
the first
Thanksgiving.
one.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
friend's baby.
He just kept on licking the baby. Do you plan on posting pics on social media or will you keep things private? That's a great question.
This is a great question because this is something that I struggle with and I go back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Same. Yeah, we don't know yet.
I just don't know about their face.
Yeah, we're just gonna
But then it's like, how do you? I also know so many people that do, and I would love to talk to someone that doesn't and then does. Oops. Does
Yeah.
and then doesn't. I don't know.
That's wild. The very next question was, will you guys be posting your baby on social media right away or will you wait? Two
I
separate
think we'll
people.
wait
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely wait.
on their face at least.
Yeah.
Maybe their little feet.
Right. Yeah. Um, but for real, what is the most uncomfortable thing in third trimester? He said sleeping.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep.
What are you packing in your hospital bag?
Me or you?
He was referencing the last podcast. Yeah, I've got the bag. I know which bag I'm bringing. I'm just
Yeah, he
gonna
was
throw some-
modeling them the other night. He was walking up the stairs with each bag, and then he had the car seat.
Yeah, getting some practice reps in. The list that everybody provided on my Instagram was awesome, and I went to Amazon and I ordered the 10-foot long chargers. I ordered the portable fan.
We already had it.
even though we already had one.
Somehow he missed that it was sitting on top of the stroller. That's been.
Yeah.
in
I
the news.
ordered like some baby shusher thing. What was that?
Yeah, it was like a sound machine. To be quite clear, I've had my bag mostly packed for a few months.
Yeah. Even ready to rock.
I'm ready to rock. But I still don't know if I'm doing anything. But a lot of people say that they go so overboard.
So overboard.
And
like,
then the hospital gives you so much.
yeah.
And they say all their stuff is better.
Like somebody was like, in here, are you bringing Christmas stuff to make it feel like Christmas in the hospital room? I'm like, I
No.
think that's a little.
We're good.
Yeah. I'm like, imagine if I walked in with like a fake Christmas tree. I'm like, throw some lights up around the room, put
Is
some
it bad that
stockings
I
out.
really wouldn't surprise me if that was something you did?
Yeah.
You're a big ambiance guy.
Ambiance. I do like the ambiance, especially right now with
Oh,
Christmas.
yeah.
Um, Somebody says they've been so impatient the last weeks up to the due date. Any tips on not worrying about when?
I could see that. I feel like we get that sometimes. Like, sometimes you're like, "Oh, I just want the baby here now." But you have to realize that, you know, I get anxiety about going over because you just hear, like, crazy stories of something happening or going wrong at this stage, and I just, like, can't even imagine, and my heart breaks for people that that happens to, and they've
Mhm.
carried a baby for this long and then something happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think you have to listen to your gut. If you feel like something's wrong, go in. Don't ever feel stupid. I
Yeah.
mean, there have been times that I've like, "Oh, I don't wanna call. I don't wanna ask. I don't wanna do anything because I don't wanna seem dramatic," but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if it whatever keeps your peace of mind, do it.
Yeah. That's good advice. That's good advice. Do you have like oh, we gotta get the playlist together.
Oh, yeah, you're in charge of that. You're better
Yeah,
at that than me.
cool. I haven't put one together. That's exciting.
What song do you wanna be playing as they enter the world?
Oh
The
man, there's
song
so
that's
many.
reminded you of them this entire time?
That'd be a good one.
Mhm.
We got so many of them. So many of them.
What are you most nervous for about delivery?
Obviously, just something going wrong with you and the baby. It's a terrifying thing, but you know, I always think back to we've been delivering babies for thousands of years.
Cave women delivered babies,
Yeah. And they
and they're
didn't
just
have an
fine.
epidural.
They sure didn't.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. I always laugh now with all the tips and the technology with everything. It's like,
I also feel
what do
like
they
it's
used to
such
do with
a
babies? Like we were talking about it. I forget with who. Um,
don't you feel like it's become so, like, parenting and pregnancy and birthing has become almost, like, controversial too? Like, there's so many different opinions, and
yeah, of
you should do
course.
this, and you should do
I think
that,
that's
and
just with everything because of social media, where now everybody has access to everybody's thoughts and opinions,
insane.
where before you didn't. You would just find some articles and stuff, and now it's everybody's a professional and everything.
Oh my god.
So that's where,
They agree. They just
yeah, I think that just goes with anything. But it is crazy to think about the good old days. It's like, what? You took the baby out, threw him in your stroller, and you have a crib at home, and now you have all these freaking Nunas and these like
Nunas and
and
Dunas
the
and
rockers and the bassinets
the
and
foot monitoring.
all different types of monitors.
When it's crazy, and my mom said she just felt the pulse. "Oh, you're good."
Yeah, you would just reach and make sure that they're
My
breathing.
mom said she was at the grocery store, like, 24 hours later. And be like, "Alright, baby's good. See ya."
Yeah.
She had kids to shop for.
Well, that's what I wanna do is I wanna be able to bring the baby out into the world. I know obviously
Yeah,
being cautious of them getting sick or during the season, but I wanna
exactly.
introduce them and acclimate them as soon as possible to
Yeah,
everything.
well, yeah. I just think that it's only because of the season we're having the baby in.
Yeah.
It would be different,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but I never saw myself having a December baby.
Yeah.
I think it's
Here
'cause
we are, me either.
I'm a summer baby. I don't know what that even means because I don't know if you can, you plan it, but
Some people do plan the seasons for their babies.
I like the season I was pregnant in.
Yeah.
I wish that the baby was, if I did it again, I think that I would want us to have a baby in the fall.
'Cause imagine being pregnant in the Tennessee
Nope. Yeah, but then if you have the
3rd
baby in the fall,
trimester.
the walks and it's a little bit colder now, but, like, last month, I was thinking, especially in, yeah, in October, I was thinking when everybody was going I saw the people with their babies going on the walks, and it was just fall, and it was perfect temperature out. I was like, "Oh,
I know.
wish the baby was here."
Well, just think then the baby will be even cuter and a little bit bigger for the next fall.
No.
Crazy.
Crazy.
My whole social media feed, timeline, anything now is just little babies and dogs.
It's because all we send each other is babies, so if that's I
Yeah.
mean,
It's wild.
you just sent me a really interesting video about screen time.
Yeah, I try and, like, save as many, um, informational posts as well, and I'm, like,
Mhm.
not overwhelming myself, but kind of, because there's so many things I want to be able to like be on top of as soon as the
Mhm.
baby's here. And it's like, you should do this, you should do that. Like, especially with acclimating them to their wake time and their sleep time, as far as like as soon as they get up, they should see the
I've
lights.
seen so many things about that, and then I just hear I've listened to so many other moms say, "You're gonna do whatever
Yeah.
makes them happy and keeps them calm," and
And also, isn't there like a lot of people that are saying you should just let them cry?
yeah, sleep training, yeah,
Yeah. Which is tough,
that
but
makes me sad. But I think that's when they get a little bit older. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that for a little bit.
yeah. Are you nervous about their sleeping?
No,
No.
I think it's just something you gotta get through. If we have a bad sleeper, we'll do whatever we can. I've A lot of people that have bad sleepers that I've talked to said that what saved them was hiring, like, a night nurse, like, a couple times a week, because they help someone who's trained to train them,
Hmm.
and then it allows you to really, like and they do all the feeds and everything, and allows you to get some sleep a couple nights a week. I mean, people have said that that has changed their life.
Really? Yeah. Who knows? I feel like at the end of the day, it's really just you just gotta do it,
Mhm.
and you can try and be ready for it. Everybody's like, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" I'm like, "No, I'm not ready. Nobody's ever ready. You just get
Yeah,
thrown into the fire
yeah.
and
I
you
feel
just
like
deal with it."
we don't have any crazy opinions or strict thoughts either way. We're both kind of just, like, we're doing it however it comes.
Yeah. And it's coming.
I can't wait. We're gonna have a newborn on Christmas morning.
That's
I
exciting.
already got their onesie ready.
Yeah, we have a lot of clothes.
We do. If you opened up the closet to the nursery, you would think we were having a boy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we've just been so lucky and fortunate with people in our lives and people sending us
Crazy.
stuff, and we're so grateful. And we're lucky enough to celebrate. We had a baby shower, and it was at Penn's Mechanical here in Nashville. And I don't know if you've never been there. It's basically like a huge, huge bar, super cool environment with
Adult arcade.
duck pins or duck bowling.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. The
Hmm.
smaller pins, and it has all types of games. We had this patio rented out for us, and it was just like the
It was perfect.
perfect baby shower. So you should definitely, if you're ever thinking about doing a private event or anything in Nashville, that's the spot. Beautiful weather, TVs. We had our own bar,
Yeah.
and just playing
My family was
cornhole.
here, your family was here, all of our
Yeah,
friends. It's such a special time, and there's no other time like it in your life, and I just remember being so excited that day.
yeah, yeah.
Because what if you only do this once?
I know. Wild.
You excited, Dad?
I'm excited. I can't wait. I just wanna see what the baby is, and I'm even though I'm like, you don't even know what they're gonna really look like either for
I
a
know.
while.
People say that, my mom says this a lot, that, like, with my brother and sister-in-law, they're both, they have both have dark hair, dark, lighter eyes, one has dark eyes, but it's easy when you look at them to kind of mix them together, but she has a hard time looking at you and I, and I think it's because we look so different,
Yeah.
like, mixing us together.
What
I think my prediction is we're gonna have a baby girl, she's gonna come out looking just like you.
you think she'll have blonde hair?
Blonde hair, blue eyes like our friend's baby Ava looks exactly like.
Exactly like Charlie.
Which I feel like most people that I know right now that have babies besides one, they're girls that look just like their dads. And then my friend that has a boy looks just like her.
How do the genes translate over?
I don't know. They just mix it all together and boom, kid.
It's crazy.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think I've just been so open about the whole thing and not trying to set my mind towards one way or the
Mhm.
other, so I don't want yeah, I do have a strong feeling, though, that it's gonna be a girl the closer we get to the date.
And we don't know that. I've heard some people say that or seen some people say that we know that we're just acting like we don't. We really don't.
Uh, are you glad we waited?
Yes. Thank you, Dad, for
Yeah.
convincing me to do that. I will never want to know.
Really?
I will never, ever, ever want to know what I'm having. It
Yeah.
is one of the greatest things I've ever experienced.
Because I think you get to experience it for so long, you got 9 or 10 months where it's like, then we'll know their gender for the rest of our lives.
We will.
And when you do the gender reveal, then it's like, okay, then that excitement lasts for a little bit, but then I don't know. You can argue both ways. I think this way is a little bit
No, this
cooler.
way's better.
Yeah, it's becoming a little more popular
I
from what the
know.
doctors are saying.
Well, it used to be that the test that you would have to do to find out was, like, expensive, so people just didn't do it.
Okay. Now it's just
I'm gonna
like
tell you, they
they
called
have
us at 10
they
weeks,
have businesses for freaking gender reveals
and it
now.
was only hard that because leading up to that, we couldn't have known, even if we wanted to know, no one knew, and then it was only difficult where I was like, "Oh," 2 weeks after we maybe could they called us with the genetic results and said, "Got the gender here, do you wanna know?" And I remember looking at you and you were like, "Nope." So, it was only hard for a couple weeks, and then after that, I became like you. I was like, I would be so, almost like a mad if I
Yeah.
found out.
Yeah.
It's been one of the greatest surprises and joys of my life to not know.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And we got
And
the
then all the people that say, I could never do that." You could.
yeah,
It's worth it.
because you used to be like that.
Oh, I was so like, I don't know how people do that because we have friends that we've talked to that they did it when we were asking them a bunch of questions when we were in Italy and they didn't know that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And we were asking them a bunch of questions because their whole family does that. And I always looked at her and said, "I don't know how you do that."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Crazy. That's so long ago too.
Mhm.
That's so long. Do you think people listen to this right now or like these two have no idea what they're getting into?
Oh, 110%. I think
There's
everybody
moms out
thinks
there
that.
right now with their kid, and they're probably, like, running around the house, and they've got, like, their kid in their arm and one sock on and trying to make breakfast, and they're like, "Ah, these 2 little innocent kids
Oh,
have no
God.
clue what's about to wreak havoc on their lives."
Oh, God. But I do think that we've both tried to do a really good job of educating ourselves where we feel like we need to, but not having any strong opinions on, thinking that or trying to plan too much and saying that this is going to go this way, this is going to do this, we're going to do this. I think we're both like, hey,
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens, and we're going to do the absolute best we can. And I don't, you can't expect anything
Right. You can't.
besides a healthy baby.
Crazy. I think it's just wearing me down just, like, thinking about it.
Really?
Not just, like, we're at the end of the road. It's
Yeah.
like, it's go time. I'm starting to get that. It's almost like that anxious feeling that I'd have
Yeah.
before, like, a sports game or,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you prepare for something and you're just looking forward to it, and it's like you're waiting, waiting, waiting. It's like, "Come on, let's do it."
Has there been anything about pregnancy that's like really surprised you? You didn't expect as like partner?
Um, no, my body's stayed pretty solid,
Oh,
and
I'm so
I've
happy for
slept
you.
pretty good, and
Mm,
no, just
I've
kidding.
heard.
Haven't slept pretty good. Um, no, like I said, you've just been a rock star through it all, but you are definitely, definitely fading quick.
Yeah, that's bad.
You're wobbling and
Yeah,
you are struggling with almost everything.
yeah.
How much weight do you think you've gained?
I don't think I know.
42?
Just about.
Really?
Mhm.
Is that like an average?
Nice. How'd you know that?
I'm good at guessing.
Hmm. So good at guessing. One thing about Sean B, the guy can guess.
Yeah.
That was wild. That's spot on.
Was it?
hmm
How'd you know that? Like you just
I mean, I guess I could have I gained more, but that's what I gained at the doctor last. Like the exact amount.
because people keep asking me too, they're like, what's the baby weighing in at right now? And I'm
Well, because
like,
that I'm confused too, because
how do you
other
know?
people say that, you know, I when we were donating even to the rescue mission for work, the girl said she went early because the baby was measuring at like 9 pounds at 38 weeks. And I was like, no one's ever said anything about what the baby is measuring at. I'm like, I don't know how they're
You
speaking of
can see it. Yeah.
yeah,
The
speaking
baby
of
right now.
the
It's just,
baby. There's a big old I don't know what is what.
well, it's flipped down. The head's
hmm
down.
We did turn,
Yeah. We turned,
which is great.
but that thing just moves
Oh
like
yeah.
crazy, which I'm like, is that a sign that they're going to be active? Probably no correlation to how much they move in
None.
the belly when you're pregnant.
Someone will correct you.
Yeah. Do you think your belly's dropped? It's starting to a little bit. It's all you've always carried high.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
haven't
know.
carried low.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think so.
And all the people that are like, "Oh, she's carrying this way," it's definitely this. Turns out that actually has no correlation to what you're having.
No.
It's all about how you're built. And then, of course, you carry different from one pregnancy to the next because pregnancy changes your body composition.
Right.
So if you carry different, and just because it's different genders doesn't mean that it's a different,
Right.
you know. So, but I will say though that we've always said this too, is I showed super fast, and I think my belly grew really quickly. Like Dusty from the gym said
Yeah.
he didn't think that he'd ever seen a pregnant woman get so pregnant so
I know a
fast.
lot of people have said that. Like, you got pregnant and then you were pregnant.
Oh yeah,
You're
but then
like,
I
okay,
think
we can't hide this for very long
I don't
here.
know. And then my pregnancy almost caught up to where now I feel like when I stand up and look down, my belly's not ginormous
No, stand up for the camera here. Let's see.
already.
Do a little turn to the side. Yeah. Right here. Look at that.
Oh,
It's
there's your
so,
butt.
yeah, you can see.
But
Wild. Do you forget what it feels like to have like your pre-pregnant
forget
body?
what it feels like? Do you forget? Oh, I guess I do need a mic. Do you remember what it was even like for me to
Yeah,
not be
of
pregnant?
course.
I don't.
Yeah.
But you will say the nice thing about being pregnant is it doesn't matter how I sit, how I stand, if I sucked in, if I didn't, if whatever, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. Just
Yeah.
kind of be like, "Hmm." And I am a belly out girl. And sometimes I can see that it grosses people out. Like when we went out to Broadway, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, they're really going crazy right now. Wow. Hope you can see that on camera. We went out to Broadway like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I had a shirt on that had my belly completely out, and I can see people's different reactions of like, oh, and then some people are like,
Yeah.
like when we went to that concert, I had like 3 or 4 women right when I walked in come up to me like, your style with the belly. Like, I would just so much rather let it hang than try to cover it up.
Yeah. You always have that thing out. It's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
they're ready. They're rocking and rolling. They're trying to crawl out now as we speak. They're trying to talk.
Well, they're crawling out. We are ready.
Oh my God.
We can't wait to meet them. And we will have Dre and the baby on the next time we all get together in this room here, which will be wild.
I know.
But
It went by fast.
good. Any last words for the people listening? Any tips, tricks, advice? Maybe somebody's listening right now. They're in like their second trimester. What do you want to tell them?
Soak it all in. It goes by so fast and you will miss it. And just soak in every single moment, every single milestone, every kick, and just listen to your body.
There we go. Beautifully said. Baby Booth is coming. You guys,
Yee.
we'll keep you posted. Until then, team on 3.